Hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? You guys would have known this. All along, I've tried to stay very calm about this whole Caicedo situation, but slowly but surely, I am boiling underneath now because this football club, after Caicedo, please promise me, Chelsea Football Club, Todd Bowley, Paul Winstonley, whoever's involved, please let's not deal with Brighton ever again. I don't care how many gems they have. We simply cannot deal with these guys ever again because it's too much. It's too much. They've taken us for a ride for a very, very long time.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
Welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have to explode a little bit. I really do, because this is the final week, and I know we've got a few more days left before the squad heads out to the USA tour, but it's getting very, very iffy at the moment. It's getting to the point where us fans, we may need to get worried to a certain degree. I've not heard too much update from Fabrizio Romano about this. Whatever he's been saying in recent times, it's pretty much what he's said all along anyway, that yeah, Chelsea are in contacts. But the truth of the matter is, banshot Arsenal and West Ham, the craziness that they did with Declan Rice's deal, 105 million, it seems to have become a bit of a problem because Brighton has seen that and they're focused on that, and now they're caught up. They've caught up on that particular price, and they want to ensure they get that for Caicedo, 105 million. As you can see, the latest here on the news for this particular matter, Chelsea are still far away from Brighton's valuation for Caicedo, and the player will return to preseason this week before flying to USA next week. Now, the good thing is Brighton's going to USA as well. So, at the end of the day, Caicedo is ending up in USA anyway. So we could potentially still get the deal done, and then he'll just go from Brighton's preseason in USA to Chelsea's preseason in USA. But this Brighton Football Club, man, they've taken us for a ride for Cucurella. I like Cucurella. Don't get me wrong. As a player, I like him, but we paid over the top 62 million for Cucurella. There's a reason why Man City pulled out of it. They took us for a ride for Billy Gilmore as well. I think 9 million. I mean, they took our players for peanuts, and they absolutely robbed us for all of their assets. Graham Potter. Yeah, we paid a hell of a lot of money. I mean, look, in all of this, I don't blame them. I blame us. I'm actually mad at us. And this is why I'm saying, after this Caicedo deal, look, we are so neck deep on this Caicedo situation. Pulling out from this situation now, do we have enough time to look at alternatives? Alternatives such as few people are throwing out Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku is neck deep with Liverpool or Arsenal Football Club. How do we now just get in when we've been focusing on Caicedo? Any other midfielders, top ones, they're slowly started to disappear as well. We were interested in Ugarte, who's ended up going to PSG. McAllister has gone to Liverpool. So, players like Edson Alvarez from last summer, he's ended up in Dortmund most likely, or somewhere else. So there are other players that we can look at, but now we are slowly running out of time in the sense that preseason, I needed a defensive midfielder to have that combination with Enzo Fernandez. I can wait for all the other ones. I can wait for an attacking midfielder. I can wait for a striker. I don't think we're interested in a goalkeeper anymore, but I can wait for a goalkeeper. But I needed this one particular defensive midfielder to come in to create that bond, that chemistry with Enzo Fernandez, because it will go a long way for us to be successful next season. So, look, man, I'm just so fed up, man, by Brighton. Like, these guys are a selling club, and it sounds stupid, of course. They're doing everything best possible from their perspective. Their fans must love their board and their owners, to be able to squeeze out as much as money from us, and they've done a magnificent job. They've absolutely pulled their pants down and laughed at us. They've shamed us. They've insulted us. Do you know what I mean? So you'd think us giving them Billy Gilmore for peanuts, we gave them Levi Colwill on loan as well last season, and they've done well. And now they're playing some mad games with Levi Colwill as well. So don't forget that situation too. You'd think they'd treat us with some level of respect. We've been talking to them about Caicedo. Caicedo wants to leave them. 80 to 85 million, that is a fair value, man. That is honestly a fair value. It's not even like we're trying to lowball them. Do you know what I mean? Apparently, our first bid at 60 million, that was reported by David Einstein a few weeks back. Fair enough. Okay, that was somewhat lowballing them. But 80 to 85 million has been what Fabrizio has been saying, and many other journalists have been saying. And now all of a sudden, 100 million is the price tag because, as I said, the banchot, motherchot, Declan Rice's price has ruined us. Has ruined us. It's created a benchmark. So look, get this done in the future. I don't want any more players from them. I don't care how many gems they create. I know they're going to create more gems, and Ciso is probably going to become a next gem over there. Evan Ferguson is probably going to be the next gem over there. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to deal with them anymore. I need us to start building our own gems from here on in. Sick and tired of dealing with Brighton Football Club, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, this particular news is coming from a source called, what's his name, Rahman Osman. He is well across some of these Premier League news when it comes to Chelsea news as well. So you have to take it somewhat seriously. And this is what people like Jacob Steinberg has recently said, and a few other journalists as well, that Brighton, and they think that 100 million is the right price tag at the moment. New conversations between Chelsea and Brighton this week for Moses Caicedo. The deal is not quite behind the scenes. Fabrizio Romano, I don't even know what he's saying anymore. The deal is not quite behind the scenes. The deal is not quiet. Okay, so it's loud behind the scenes. Okay, well, hopefully it gets done by the end of the week. I need Caicedo done more than anything. I need Caicedo's deal done by the end of this week. I need him to be in the Chelsea squad flying out to the USA, not in Brighton squad flying out in the USA. I know the destination's the same place. I need him to be with us. Chelsea fans always message me, what's the update for Caicedo? All I can say is they are negotiating. I was checking again in the morning. They are in contact. Hurry up, please. Please hurry up. Like, it's now been, since we've started to really focus on Caicedo. In fact, we've been focusing on Caicedo from the get-go. It's just we were trying to get rid of a lot of the players out first, and we have, majority of them. And for the past couple of weeks, it's all been Caicedo, and it seems like we still haven't been able to find that middle ground, which is starting to really, really annoy me. How long does it take, man? 2 weeks, solid 2 weeks, and plus some more groundwork that happened previous to the 2 weeks as well. So, the player has agreed on personal terms. Surely we need to sit down and negotiate and ask Brighton, can we please come to a middle ground? That 100 million is simply not the case here. 100 million for Caicedo, come on, man, that's not the price. Just because someone else has paid stupid money for Declan Rice, come on, man. Let's not now slap 100 million for every defensive midfielder out there. It's just annoying, but I get it. Brighton only doing what they feel is the right for their player. Chelsea want to get Moses Caicedo and then focus on a quality player that can add some creativity and skills. Man, this Moses Caicedo deal, the longer it takes, it's putting us back with other players that we want to get down the track in this window. So have to get this Caicedo deal done. Specifically for the betterment of the squad. I just need Enzo Fernandez to work with someone. I don't want him to be stranded all by himself again. Need this brother to be able to truly build up a relationship with a defensive midfielder, so it allows him to develop his game as well. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section. I'm fed up, man. I don't want to deal with Brighton ever again, and I truly hope Paul Winstanley, Todd Bowley, Lawrence Stewart, Chelsea Football Club as a whole, please do not deal with Brighton ever again. Never, ever again. Regardless of what gems come out. Let other teams take their gems. We'll find our ones. Please, 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 please. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea were really interested in Vlahovic in January. They believe he was underperforming at Juve and appreciated his skills and has a huge potential. There is people in the club appreciating Vlahovic, but there's nothing else now. So that's a little bit about Vlahovic, ladies and gentlemen. People inside the club are keen, and I know some of you fans are quite keen as well. He does have the skill set to be able to fit in the Premier League, no doubts about that. And let's see what happens. You know, the amount of money we're probably going to pay for Vlahovic is going to be quite high as well, so that's something to think about. I don't know, for some odd reason, I guess it's PTSD from all the flops that we had as strikers previously. I just have this feeling that he could potentially flop as well. It just bothers me that the past couple of seasons hasn't been that great for him off the back of being so lethal at Fiorentina. Could it be Allegri tax? Could it be that maybe he's slowly coming back to reality, that Fiorentina situation was just perhaps an anomaly? So I don't know. Maybe he could do well with quality players like Nkunku in and around him, and it could rekindle his career again. I know Pochettino is looking for a Harry Kane-esque type of a striker. Now, I'm not saying Vlahovic is of the same level, but you can see certain similarities. Mauricio Pochettino is set for talks with Levi Colwill this week to warn off potential suitors. Colwill and Madueke have been given 1 week off and will return next Monday. So obviously they've, Colwill and Madueke, they were participating in the Euro Under-21s Championship where England won the championship, and Levi Colwill was part of a defense who didn't concede a single goal. So look, they get another week off, and I'm keen to see what conversation goes down between Mauricio Pochettino and Levi Colwill. I feel like Pochettino will be straight up and say that, look, you're an important player for us, and you will be an important player for us under his management. But at the same time, I don't think he's going to be dilly-dallying around this whole situation too much. If he senses that Levi Colwill is not completely committed to Chelsea Football Club, which I get the feeling he's not. I just have this feeling he's got his eyes elsewhere at times. If Pochettino, feels that vibe, I'm pretty certain Pochettino will call that out. Inter Milan are set to make another bid for Lukaku after funds are raised from Andre Onana sale. Chelsea won 40 million. This is another news that just keeps bothering me. This player just bothers me. This guy, every time I see him, it just bothers me, man. I don't know why he can't get a move out of Chelsea Football Club quick enough, because obviously this club, Inter Milan, they're another broke club. We've got a lot of nuisance clubs that we're dealing with, man. Brighton, Inter Milan, all of these clubs are just absolutely annoying, man. Annoying to deal with. But yeah, hopefully with the sale of Andre Onana, seems like he should be a Man United goalkeeper very soon. I hope Inter Milan, you do not act like poor, I was going to say that B word, poor people anymore. Pay the money and take your man, Lukaku. Lukaku only wants you, and you seem to want him, then pay us 40 million at least. I think this is a fair enough price, and we're still going to make a substantial loss out of it because his book value is 58 million. So we're still going to make a hell of a lot of loss. So at least try and meet us at 40 million. Chelsea walked away from talks with Inter Milan over the weekend after being left unimpressed with their latest offer for Romelu Lukaku. I think they tried to offer us something around 30 million euros. That was the last offer. Of course, I'd walk away as well. I wouldn't just walk away. I'd pick up whatever is around me and I'd probably throw it at those representatives from Inter Milan and say, stop wasting my time. Honestly, stop wasting my time. Come in with a 40 million bid and take the player on a permanent basis. No more loans, no more paltry figures for loans and then potentially having a buy option. Now, just take the player full time. No more dramas. Just take him, relieve us from his wages as well. He's on some exorbitant amount of wages. Just take this guy. He's a problem, and he always wanted you. You guys scammed us. He played along. Take him back. Take him back. Al Hilal are still keeping hope alive that Romelu Lukaku joins them. They have offered him a 70.3 million package over 3 years, with the first year being 27.3 million. That's a lot of money, man. I think he's somewhere around 16 million pounds at the moment with us. 27.3 million. I don't know why this guy is not saying yes to Saudi Arabia. What are you going to prove in Inter Milan? What are you going to prove in Europe? You've bottled it for Inter Milan in the Champions League, single-handedly bottled it. What you got to prove, man? Go to Saudi and bag this money, man. This is incredible amount of money. As it stands, the Saudi club is the only team willing to pay Chelsea's asking price of 40 million, and this is why we are asking Inter Milan to match that. Although Lukaku wants to stay in Europe, he's still thinking of the Saudi offer. So this is coming from this particular brother, Sasha Tavalieri, Belgian reporter. But Fabrizio Romano, straight off the bat, literally about an hour ago, saying Romelu Lukaku has clarified once again that he's intentioned to stay in Europe. No negotiations with Saudi clubs as of now. Inter will return with new proposal as they still consider Romelu as priority target. So look, it's clear as daylight. He wants Inter Milan wants him. Just get the deal done. Give us the 40 million and F off. F off. Bang shorts. Honestly, sick and tired of these people, man. Romelu Lukaku and Ethan Ampadu are expected to return tomorrow and Wednesday, but are expected to be a part of this separate group. There you go. Romelu Lukaku and Ethan Ampadu are expected to return tomorrow or Wednesday, and they're going to be part of the separate group. So this separate group needs to dissolve, needs to disintegrate quickly. I think Kalamatan is part of this separate group as well. Find a club, you separate groups. Find a club. The message is loud and clear. Your future is not at Chelsea Football Club. Talk to your agents, find a club, and F the hell out of the football club immediately. I feel sorry. I know I like and rate Ampadu, but we don't have time. We do not have time. We don't have time. Simply don't have time for dilly-dallying around anymore. If Ethan Ampadu would have made it as a Chelsea player, would have made it as a Chelsea player a long time ago. I'm sorry. Yeah, we've probably not treated him well enough. It's time for you to find a club and leave as well, along with Lukaku, along with Kalamatan, along with Hakim Ziyech, all of these players, Aubameyang, please leave immediately. Let us live in peace. The group headed by Carlo Cudicini features players who were on loan last season are available for sale in the transfer market. So we'll see what happens for these remaining players. Christopher Nkunku and Nicholas Jackson are expected to arrive between tomorrow and Wednesday. So fantastic news in regards to that. These two players will be coming in and joining the training group. I can't wait to see some pictures of Christopher Nkunku in the training grounds. I think that will be quite fantastic. Mauricio Pochettino has consulted with the Chelsea hierarchy over whether to add more experience in attack with Juventus, Dusan Vlahovic and Romas Paulo Dybala, two of the names brought up. The recruitment team are sympathetic to Pochettino's argument that a certain amount of experience is required to balance that. Of course, there is a certain amount of experience required. We've got a lot of kids, and now we're linked with that Eli Wahi kid, 19-year-old from Montpellier, potentially to lead our line. No, man. Look, I don't know how much of a good player he is. He may be a good player, but 19, man, what type of experience does he have? We need some form of experience in that front line, man. And look, whether it's Vlahovic, whether it's Paulo Dybala, whether it's Lautaro Martinez, I'm not utterly keen on any of those players, if I'm being absolutely honest. But I believe that someone like Pochettino could get something out of them. But Poch wants to be cautious as well. He wants to see how Armando Broja and Nicholas Jackson perform. I wouldn't mind Paulo Dybala. I really wouldn't mind Paulo Dybala. But looks like he might stick around at Roma. You know, someone like Paulo Dybala could potentially play just behind Christopher Nkunku. They could just alternate, I suppose, playing as the striker and be fluid up front. So let's see what happens. Let's see how the preseason pans out and whether we need a striker or not. I personally think Mauricio Pochettino is sort of heading towards the way that we need goals up front. Chelsea signing a new striker is not guaranteed because Pochettino wants to see Broja and Jackson's impact before going to put 60 to 80 million on a new striker. They want to make sure they need it. Yeah, of course, when you're putting that level of money, because Vlahovic and Lautaro Martinez is going to cost that. And once again, Inter Milan with Lautaro Martinez, another club I just don't want to deal with. but that's probably what they're going to cost. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, another particular player that's out of Chelsea Football Club, and finally, Baba Rahman has left Chelsea. Good riddance, man. Wow, how many seasons has he been around? And it's great that he's finally moved on. I understand David Datro Fofana has just completed medical test as new Union Berlin player on loan from Chelsea. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Has been achieved for David Datro Fofana. Agreement sealed and document now signed for loan until June 2024 with no buy option included. Here we go. So that's great. Straight up dry loan, no buy option. Hope you do well, my man, in Union Berlin. They're in the Champions League, so I'm going to have to do some watch-alongs of Union Berlin. Hopefully he gets minutes, man. No point in going on these loan moves and if you don't get any minutes. But he has to impress as well, of course. But I hope he gets a lot of starts, and I hope he absolutely kills it in the Bundesliga where attackers score a lot of goals. So this is your time to shine and really hone in on your skill set and develop. And Union Berlin, they've done a madness last season. So hopefully it could be a good situation for him. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Hakim Ziyech, another player. Just, what are you doing at Chelsea Football Club, brother? Find a club immediately. Somehow you've screwed up the Saudi deals as well. How did you manage to screw up Saudi? That's embarrassing, Hakim Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech formally rejects Al Nassr's reduced offer. All that shenanigans that took place with his supposed injured knee. Al Ahly could try for Hakim Ziyech after he rejected Al Nassr's altered offer. So what happened was they found some issue with his knee, Al Nassr, in the medical. Then they reduced his personal terms by 40%. But they also said, look, we reduced it from your normal wages, but if you can stay fit, we'll give you that at the end of the season. But Hakim Ziyech wanted assurance, so they've now pulled. He's now pulled off. But it seems like Al Ahly could come into the frame and rectify this situation. I hope just someone from Saudi Arabia just come in and take Hakim Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech, please. It is in your best interest to leave Chelsea Football Club. There's no future for you at Chelsea. It's simple as that. Pochettino has told players he has an open door policy, inviting them into his office if they want to discuss contracts, transfers, or concerns about playing time next season. Nizar, I don't know why this is news. This is pretty much with every manager. Tell me one manager that doesn't have this policy. Nizar Kinsella sometimes, man, is just writing stuff for the sake of writing stuff. One source said they have been really worked. It has been a harder first week than the whole last preseason. They will be machines. This year will be different. These boys are getting worked. Good to see, man. Good to see. Need to be working hard. We need to be one of the fittest teams in the Premier League, if not the fittest team, because last season it seemed like we could only play for 45 minutes of good football and then the other 45 minutes pathetic football. So this season I want to see 90 minutes of solid football with high concentration. So very important to build up that fitness level 100%. And I'm pretty sure Pochettino will make sure that we are ready come pre-season and also start of the Premier League. Chelsea players are set to face another physically intense week before Pochettino increasingly switches focus to tactics when his side travels to USA. I'm very keen to see how these players are going to react once the pre-season matches start, and I want to see at what level they are physically and the tactical, organization that gets played out. I'm very keen to see how Pochettino really sets us up. Chelsea's players faced Mauricio Pochettino's gay contest when with Ben Chilwell emerging as one of the top performers. Wow, okay. Ben Chilwell, impressing. In regards to the left-sided scenario with Ben Chilwell, Martson, Cucurella, and Lewis Hall, I want to just showcase something. There's something that's been floating around. Some news about Cucurella and Ian Martson. Let me see if that actually is up. Apparently, Mauricio Pochettino has blocked any sort of move for Ian Martson at the moment. He wants to see Ian Martson at Chelsea Football Club. Maybe if I type Ian Martson. Chelsea Football Club in this pre-season. So Just want to see if I can bring that news for you guys. So where is it? Ian Martson. Someone was throwing that news around. Maybe that's not there. Anyway, maybe that's not there. Maybe I'll just report it out to you guys just direct. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, saw some news that was floating around that Pochettino is blocking Ian Martson's any sort of move, if there is any sort of move that's up in the air at the moment. He wants to see Ian Martson in this preseason, and potentially someone like Cucurella could leave. So that's the news that was floating around. I don't know where I saw this, but I did see it somewhere in Twitter. So I'm pretty sure they'll float around somewhere very soon, and then we can do a live stream about it. But it does make sense, when you look at Pochettino, he likes his flying fullbacks. If you remember, in his time, Danny Rose was very prominent. So Ian Martson, yeah, I can see him actually thrive under Pochettino, and I can see Pochettino wanting someone like Ian Martson's skill set as opposed to Cucurella's skill set. So watch this space. Let's see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Please let me know about the Caicedo Brighton scenario. Is that bothering you? In the comment section. Until next time, see ya.